If you got anger issues that you don't really even know where they came from, you don't even know why you so mad, you might need therapy. With 24 hours in a day, you better start stealing 5 for yourself, 5 to 10 actually. Like I remember when my sister was in her 20s and I was a teenager and I was working out with her, just supporting her. We was in there with cans of green beans working out the Petey Pablo. I remember, North Carolina, come on and raise up. Do stuff on your own, because everything is not going to be something your friends want to do. Your friends ain't going to be elevating on us at the same time as you. Your friend is not trying to lose the same amount of weight as you. Okay, hey ladies, welcome to the Whole Lotta Woman Podcast, where we explore, explain, and discuss what makes us a whole lot of women in today's world. This is the second phase of the Becoming Her series. This is the strength segment, where we are discussing where to gather our inner strength from and where our higher self gather her inner strength from. We're getting the game plan from her from January, and we're making it a reality for us. And we're romanticizing and actualizing the game plan to make it come together and to help us level up and become our higher self. Grab your journal, grab your pen, grab your signature scent. Don't forget, I'm using Carolina Herrera. Make sure you get spray. Okay? Okay. The vibes. Now let's get started into becoming her. All right? Let's go.
I won't be defined. Stars are aligned. What's for me is mine. I'm a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of.
All right. So the first thing we asked was, where does she go to gain her inner strength? And my question is this a habit that you currently have? Is this something you do? So if she journals, if she prays on a regular, is this something that you currently do? Is it something you do sparingly but you want to do more? What is it? Just make sure you write it down. Write down how frequently you want to do it. Like if it's not a habit that you do often now, write down how often you want to do it. Say, do you want to pray every morning when you wake up? Do you want to journal every day, every night before you go to sleep? What rate do you want to do it in your heart versus, what you're actually doing? But just write it down so that you can see where you want to go. So you don't, like I said, everything is not about overnight change. But if you know you want to start journaling 4 or 5 times a week, it's okay to start off with doing it once or twice, a week, and building from there. It's nothing wrong with that. Or if you're not currently doing this at the level of your higher self, you just have to be intentional about how you want to get there. That's all you have to do. So like I say, if she's doing it 4 or 5 times out the week and currently you're doing it a 1 or 2, just figure out how you can start increasing it. Write it in your calendar. Put the alarm on your phone, but just be intentional. Me personally, I wanted to start up the habit of doing a Bible study. And like I said, I'm building the habit. So I wrote it in my calendar for every Thursday. And I have it literally written out for every Thursday because I need to see it. I need to know when I'm looking on a Monday throughout the week that, I do have Bible study on Thursday. Just a visual reminder while I'm trying to build the habit and build consistency. And I'm doing it alone because, a lot of times we like to do stuff with a friend or something like that. But I'm doing it alone just because I'm still trying to find my pace and my speed, my consistency. So I don't want to be sped up or slowed down by anybody. So, because it's for me. It's just for me. And that's why I was like, I got to do it for myself. So that's how I keep myself reminded of it, by putting it in my calendar. If I miss it, it's okay, but I have a goal. If I didn't make it this day, I can do it the next day. If I did it 2 weeks in a row consistently, maybe I want to do it the third week. I want to do it 2 times a week that week. Okay. Once I get my Thursdays down, I might want to do Tuesdays and Thursdays from next, so, and build from that. It's okay. There's no timeline to any of this, but building on it and building consistency is the goal. Okay. And that brings me to my next thing. It's just the frequency. Over time, it's going to become a personal ritual. You do not have to be rigid. Like, okay, I got to make sure I do this. I got to study my Bible at this time on this day. I got to do this on this day. No. Just work on it. Let it be natural, like be intentional about it, of course, but don't make it a job. Don't take the fun out of it, that, because it's like, when you're forcing something, it's no longer fun. Don't turn it into school. You get what I mean? Like, I don't want to force myself into Bible study, and I'm not even sitting there with the right heart because I forced myself to do it because I gotta abide by this rigid schedule that I made up for myself. Like, you still got grace. God knows your heart, okay? So just be realistic, and just be aware, of what it is and how often you want to go. And if you can't, just like if you can't get to church every Sunday, it's okay. It's okay. But the intention is there. You're going to make up for it. And the overall goal is bigger than that. You're doing better overall. One little mishap, nobody's perfect, okay? Because I'd rather you do that, while you're building the habit. Okay, I understand that. Okay, if I miss a day, it's okay to either make it up, go back the next week. It's okay. But mentally, you're still building the habit, because if you come back the next week, that's the good thing. That's better than not doing it at all. Okay? So please always give yourself grace. Always give yourself grace. But this is how you build and you learn to maintain the habit during the good and the bad times. Because I made a mention of how, sometimes people get in the habit of praying and asking the Lord for things when they're down, and when they're up, they forget that they asked, when they was down and they needed their house to be saved. They didn't want, they needed a bill paid or something, Lord to come through in some kind of way. They was showing up every Sunday. They was praying every night before bed. They was journaling and manifesting the way they was supposed to. But as soon as they get the blessings and reap the rewards, it's no longer a priority, and that's not what we want. We want to build a consistent habit and discipline, so, like, for example, me, I do this thing called Sunday reset, and so that's how I romanticize cleaning up on Sundays. See, that's just me cleaning up on Sundays, okay? It's just called a Sunday reset. It's when I'm doing my deep clean for the week to prepare the house for the week. So that is how you can romanticize, your whatever habit it is that you are trying to tap into for inner strength. So that's how you can do it. I want you to schedule time to focus on that habit. So even if it's 5 minutes for journaling or 5 minutes for prayer, I need you to figure out what day, and you don't necessarily have to have a time, because I don't know what your lifestyle gives. If you can schedule a time like that, that's fine. But at least have a day. So, for example, Slay and Pray Thursdays. Like I said, my Bible study is on Thursday. So, for example, I got my Sunday reset. I got Slay and Pray Thursdays. And, just that's how you can do it. Give it a theme. We love a theme. Okay, so give it a theme, and that might help you stick to it. That might help you remember it. But try it like that. That's how you can take action and romanticize the idea of it all at the same time. You have to build consistency. That's the first thing. So you got to build the consistency before you can reap the reward of, doing the habit. Okay, so just make sure, like I said, you guys figure out a day and a time that you want to dedicate to this, and start there, and then build up the frequency from there. Okay, nobody's saying you have to do something 5 times a week. Nobody's saying you got to do it 7 days a week. Okay, you figure out what works for you, and you factor that into your schedule, and you increase and adjust from there. There's no pressure. But I definitely want you to be able to gain the strength that your higher self has gotten from these habits. I definitely want you to do that. And that's the only way of doing that, is by tapping into it and starting the process. Like I say in every episode, every action and step you take is one step closer to you becoming her. And that's what we all want. So, therapy. So when we asked about therapy, had she been to therapy? Okay. And If so, what made her go to therapy? Like, what was the switch that made her say, all right, let me go get some healing? Okay. And then, as far as the action items, I want you to. Okay. And so, as far as action items, I want you to find out how much it actually costs to go to therapy for yourself. So, and I say that for yourself because it's based on your insurance. It could be based on your job. It might be free for some people. So if you're not in therapy and you have had an interest, a wonder, or even if you did not, I still want you to see what kind of research you could do just to find out. Just like I said in the other episodes with the school, like I need you to lay it out and just be able to have the information and the resource there to tap into if it's necessary. So find out what your insurance covers, how much a session would be, how many sessions do they cover, what type of therapy would you prefer, in person or virtual? Would you want to go online to like one of those BetterHelp things or ThriveWorks? Figure out what works for you, because for all you know, you might not have been going to therapy because you thought it cost $200 an hour and you ain't got that, and you ain't got, that just ain't gonna work for you. And come to find out your insurance covers it and it only costs you $25 a session, So figure out how much it costs you to go to therapy, okay? What things do you think you want to talk to your therapist about? Start writing that down now. So in case, y'all talk, you're not drawing blanks. Whatever trauma that you don't like to talk about out loud, that you've been pushing to the back of your mind, that might be something you need to actually get with a therapist about. If you got anger issues that you don't really even know where they came from, you don't even know why you so mad, you might need therapy. And you might not have attributed it to like your own internal issues, childhood trauma. You might just think the world got you mad. You just be having bad days, okay? But you might need some therapy. You might need to talk to somebody. It might just help to talk to somebody. It might help to vent. So I want y'all to stop hypothetically talking to the lady and going to therapy just like y'all be hypothetically going back to school. That's why I'm saying that. So once you find out it's easier said than done, you might do it. All right. I just want y'all to know how accessible it is to you. And for those who can't afford therapy, you don't have insurance, you don't have a job that covers that, that's okay too. What you can do is use ChatGPT in the meantime. ChatGPT is a tool that you need to utilize, okay? We got to start utilizing this technology that's around us for our own benefit. ChatGPT is free. It has a memory. Now, if you pay $20, you can get the upgraded version. That's what I got. You can upload screenshots and everything. You could talk to ChatGPT about people in your family, people in your lives. It'll build a profile on them from the conversations that y'all have. You can upload the screenshots. It'll start knowing people, okay? Now, don't lie to ChatGPT because it's not going to be able to give you real life answers. So be honest about the role you play in situations. Be honest about the roles other people play, who they are to you, things like that. And that way, when you're venting to ChatGPT, it can give you some good feedback. It really can. Y'all want to see? Let me see. I'm going to bring up my chat. Okay, so we're going to start a new chat. Oh, and so what you can also do is you can use your voice. You don't have to type it all up. Okay? So let's see. Hey chat, I'm using this as an example for my podcasters as to how they can lean on you for therapy. What are some things that you feel like I should tell my listeners that you are good to assist with when it comes to emotional needs? Let's just see. I'm just doing it on top of my head. Let me see. Okay, so I said it, then it pops up right here, and then you just send it. Let it compute. So, mind you, she didn't give me all these talking points. All right. And so, if y'all don't feel like reading, so not this turn into a chat GPT session. If y'all don't feel like reading, you can have her read it out loud. And then she'll do that. Let's see.
Great idea. Here's how you can present how I can support your listeners with their emotional needs. 1. Self-reflection and personal growth. I can guide them through self-discovery by asking reflective questions and helping them identify patterns in their thoughts and behaviors. If they're feeling stuck in life, I can help them set personal goals, break them down into actionable steps,
actionable
and stay
steps.
Motivated. I can offer journaling.
I told y'all
goals
and steps.
Clarity, self-love, and self-awareness. Emotional support and coping strategies. I can provide healthy coping mechanisms for stress, anxiety, or sadness, including mindfulness exercises and grounding techniques. If they're feeling overwhelmed, I can suggest ways to calm their nervous system, like guided breathing exercises or quick mental resets. I can help them navigate difficult conversations.
So, I'm not going to make y'all listen to all that. But yeah, she says building confidence and self-esteem, relationship support. She says she can help process relationship challenges by offering perspective and healthy boundaries to consider, healing and mental wellness, spiritual and mindfulness support. So, this is what I'm saying. Use the technology that we have around us for your benefit, because I sure enough have leaned on ChatGPT when I needed to, just to be like, okay, now I need you to look at this, look at what I said, and look at what she said. Am I tripping, or was she throwing shade? Am I tripping, or, is this did I take this wrong, or is this what it was? So it'll help you clarify. Did I come off wrong? Did I come off too strong? Is there anything I could have said that was, I could have said this a little nicer? Like, let her help you, Okay? So that's just an example, okay, of what you can do as far as when you need to vent. Go to ChatGPT, okay? Even if you can't afford a therapy session that week, go to ChatGPT, because, baby, I will run it down and then be like, so am I tripping, or what do you think about that, or how do you feel about that, or what do you think this was going to look like going forward? And a lot of times it'll ask you questions to respond back to. All right. And so the next thing is discipline. What area was she disciplined in, and why was she disciplined in that area? So, and what I mean by that is, like, was she disciplined in going to the gym, disciplined in her finances, disciplined in meal prepping? Like, what was she disciplined in? And why was she disciplined in that area? Was she disciplined with counting calories because she wanted to maintain a weight? Like, what was it? Okay. And are you disciplined in that area? And do you need to get more discipline in that area? If so, how? How do you plan on doing that? Okay. And like I tell y'all, make your goals and then, break it down into actionable steps. That's the source of all change. Okay. All right. And so just like when I said before, I created financial discipline in myself by saving money from each paycheck and then not immediately going to get the money out, soon as I saved it. But whatever works for you, wherever you need to save, that's where I want you to start. Okay. You can create discipline in your diet by eating out less. Okay. Cooking at home, counting your calories, portion control. Because I know my mom was saying that one time. That's how she lost weight, because she was like, it's not a matter of taking stuff out the diet. She was like, I just don't have to eat as much of it. Okay. Like, instead of eating 3 pieces of cake in a day, eat 1, skip a day. It's ways you can go around things. You don't have to, like I say, be cold turkey and just cut yourself off. You don't have to do that. And that is just how you become disciplined and intentional. So, just like I said, old girl had her sneakers in her trunk from when she wanted to go hiking. That's how she stayed disciplined with her weight control. The next thing is physical strength. What was her workout routine? So I asked y'all in the beauty episode what the routine was, because whatever she's doing, you need to be doing. And that's more just action. It's not really much I can say about the physical strength part and the working out, because that's all action. It's nothing to journal about unless you writing down what meal prep plan is. You writing out your grocery list. So like I told y'all before, I want you to start incorporating her workout routine in your life. If it's one exercise a week, start incorporating that. I don't care if it's rep by rep. I don't care if it's 20 crunches tonight and 20 crunches tomorrow. Start there and then just build on it. But you have to start. That's what I keep telling y'all. Y'all got to take action. Every action you take is closer to you becoming her. Okay? And only actions will allow you to become her, because sitting and being complacent is not going to get you to the next level. I promise you it's not. Like I told you, if you didn't go to sleep as that girl, you are not going to wake up as that girl. All right? And and I just feel like use whatever you got around you, because I'm aware that we are not all able to go out and get a gym membership. Like, I remember when my sister was in her 20s and I was a teenager and I was working out with her, just, supporting her. We was in there with cans of green beans, working out the Petey Pablo. I remember, North Carolina, come on and raise up. Put your shirt off, twist it around your head, spin it like a helicopter. But that's what we was doing. She was a mother of 2 kids. She was trying to get that body right, and she was doing what she had to do. And she had her little sister there for support. Okay, and so, even to start out, buy yourself a gym outfit, like a workout outfit that's gonna make you motivated to work out, even if you're not going to the gym, even if it's just you're doing home workouts. But get you an initial outfit that's going to get you started. And then every paycheck or every week, buy another outfit to celebrate your consistency. Remember, I told you, you got to celebrate your milestones. And if you are being consistent, if you're going from not working out at all to working out consistently, you need to celebrate that. You can buy yourself a workout set. You can look good and feel good while you are getting your body right. You deserve that, okay? It's a difference than you going out and buying a whole workout wardrobe and a gym membership and then never going to the gym and working out. You wearing that workout clothes to go out to eat. Okay, you wear the workout clothes to go shopping and run errands instead of going to work out. So if you are doing what you're supposed to do, please congratulate yourself and celebrate yourself, okay? And reward yourself. But just whatever works for you to keep your discipline and awareness, maintain that. And just do what works for you. You do not have to follow the trends. You don't have to do what works for your best friend. That might not work for you, okay? So figure out what works for you. We got to figure out as individuals what works best for us. Like I was talking before, you got to be able to do stuff on your own, because everything is not going to be something your friends want to do. Your friends ain't going to be elevating on us at the same time as you. Your friend is not trying to lose the same amount of weight as you, okay? So I can't support my friends that's trying to lose weight the same way, because I can't be losing the weight, baby. I need it. Okay, I can't be walking around too many tracks with you. Okay, I can do it for health, but where my one lap around, where you trying to get a whole mile in, see, I can't do that. I can't burn that many. Okay, so you got to be able to do stuff on your own, right? And so the next thing I wanted to talk about was the decompressing. How does she de-stress and decompress? All right, and so, what is your favorite way to decompress? Like I said before, mine is like just giving myself my own personal spa. The shower scrubs, getting in the shower, or doing my face stuff. That's just how I like to decompress. Now, I want you to ask yourself, do you even allow yourself the luxury of de-stressing and decompression? Because I know some of you, your lives are so hectic that it's like you get up, you serving others, you doing everything you got to do, you going to work, you just doing the rigmarole of the day, and then at the end of the night, you're just crashing, head to the bed, like my daddy say, head to the bed, and you never actually take time to decompress. And I think that's so important, because it's going to, number one, help you show up as your best self the next day. But number 2 is you being there for you. After you've been there for everybody all day long, thinking for everybody, doing for everybody, serving for everybody, you need to give yourself at least 5 or 10 minutes to turn your brain off and do you. Okay, if it's putting on a skincare mask and playing solitaire, playing a game on your phone, putting on skincare and scrolling TikTok, watching a YouTube video, whatever it is, laying there meditating, whatever it is, coloring in a coloring book, whatever it is, you gotta give yourself that time because you need it. You need to shut down. You need your brain to do that. And you just need those benefits of tapping into you. Yes, you could come in and go head to the bed, and sleep is definitely good. We love sleep, but you're going to get to sleep regardless, okay? That 5 or 10 minutes, is it really going to make a difference when you could have put on a skincare mask, okay, and locked yourself off in the bathroom because the kids are asleep now, everybody is done and out your hair, now you can go to sleep with radiant skin and wake up with radiant skin, okay? But it's just that little piece of time for you, okay? Because instead of skipping over that 5-minute skincare routine and just going straight to bed on a dirty pillowcase, maybe because you did not do your skincare routine, your face is breaking out, you getting sleep, but visually you're not giving the way you want to give when 5 minutes a day, just 5 minutes of washing your face or, doing your gua sha thing, skin sculpting, it could make all the difference, and it just mentally, it may make all the difference. Put your music on, take your time doing your skincare. You're not rushing before you go out the house. You're not rushing. Just take time to decompress. I promise you, it makes all the difference. And that's a luxury. You have to give yourself that luxury, especially if that's the only thing you can afford, okay? You got a new baby, you got, a job, you got kids, you got a demanding husband, just a demanding household. When you can get 5 minutes, take it. I need you to take it and enjoy it. Okay, even if you got to steal it, you hear about the mamas hiding in the pantry. Okay, if you got to hide in the pantry, hide in the pantry. Okay, with your earbuds on with a podcast. But this podcast, the Whole Lotta Woman Podcast. Okay, but no, seriously, take time for you. Take time for you, because as women, we need it. We get overstimulated, and it's just like, then we don't want to do nothing. Everything's shut down. We let everything go, and we get so used to being there for everybody else. Everybody else gets all the best parts of us, and then what's left for us? Nothing. And everybody else is good. Everybody's taken care of, but you. Why is that? You got 5 minutes, I promise you. With 24 hours in a day, you better start stealing 5 for yourself. 5 to 10, actually. 5 to 10, okay? If that's what you got to do, that's just what you got to do. It's moms that wake up like 30 minutes earlier to have the house to themselves, the quiet to themselves. They wake up before everybody because they need that time to themselves before the day starts, before everybody start pulling on them, calling on them, and begging them and asking them to do everything. So please make sure you decompress and you de-stress, okay? Especially after you've been supporting everybody all day long. All right. So that is the end of the strength segment. Thank you so much for tuning in. Next week we are doing standards. So make sure you tune in for that. And we are checking into the standards we are setting for ourselves and the people around us. Okay. Personal standards, work standards, friendship standards. Okay. So get ready for that. And always remember, beauty, brain, strength, and standards are what make you a whole lot of woman.